Hey friends, we are on day 2 of mixed factoring practice. I just wanted to take the opportunity to go through a few problems with you to make sure you guys are on the right track. So you should have finished this for Monday, and now we are on Tuesday for the mixed factoring practice. And we have greatest common factor level 1. That is where I'm going to start. All right, so here is what I see. I have 56x minus 32, 56x minus 32, and I'm looking to factor something out of both of those. Well, 56 and 32 are both divisible by 2, they're divisible by 4, but most importantly, both of those are divisible. Our biggest factor of that is 8. I could pull out an 8 from both of those. So 56x divided by 8 would leave me 7x. And then finally, I have a negative. 32 divided by 8 is 4. So looking at this, let's go ahead and check our work here. If I were to multiply this out, 8 times 7x is 56x. And then finally, 8 times negative 4 is negative 32. All right, next problem. All right, here is what I have been given. I've been given 48x plus 42. Same thing, I'm looking to factor something out. Now, knowing 42, I know 42 is divisible by 6 and 7. 48 is also divisible by 6, so I'm going to go ahead and factor out a 6 in this problem and see where that gets me. All right, 48x divided by 6, that would leave me with an 8x. And then finally, 42 divided by 6 gives me a 7. And if I were to multiply this out, 6 times 8x is 48x, and 6 times 7 is 42. All right, and one more. All right, 20 plus 28x. All right, looking at this, both of these are divisible by 4, it looks like. So 20 divided by 4 is 5, and then finally 28x divided by 4 would leave me with a 7x. Checking my answer, 4 times 5 is 20, 4 times 7x is 28x. So that should be level 1, is simply factoring out those constants. All right, let's bump it up to level 2. Ooh, all right. So in these, we have coefficients, we have numbers, we have a 20 and an 18. I'm looking for a common divisor, but I also have variables. I have x to the 5th power, and I also have x to the 4th power. All right, looking at these, I see 20 and 18. Both of those are divisible by 2, so I'm going to go ahead and factor out a 2. Now I want to think about this. If I were to have x to the 5th and x to the 4th, these have x to the 4th in common. So this is x to the 4th power that I could factor out. So let's talk about what is left here. 20 divided by 2 leaves me 10. And if I had x to the 5th and I took out 4 of them, I would be left with an x. And then finally, 18 divided by 2 leaves me with a 9. And then finally, x to the 4th divided by x to the 4th. I don't have any x's left here. So let's go ahead and check this one. 2 times 10 is 20. X to the 4th times x. I have 5 x's. That would be x to the 5th. 2 times 9 is 18, and then I have x to the 4th there. That'll be an x to the 4th. Looks good to me. All right, let's do another one like this. All right, looking at this one, it looks like the only thing, remember, if there is not a number in front of here, it's an understood 1. There's only one x there, but you don't need to write a 1 in front of a variable to know that there is 1 there. Now I have negative 8 and 1. Well, I guess I could factor out a 1, but that's not very helpful. But both of these do have an x in them. So I'm going to go ahead and factor out an x. All right, looking here, well, I still have a negative 8. And then if I have x to the 5th, if I factored out 1x, this is left over x to the 4th. And then finally, if I factor out an x, well, remember there's still a 1 there, so I would need a plus 1. Check your work. X times negative 8x to the 4th, I have my negative 8, and then x times x to the 4th is x to the 5th. And finally, x times 1 is x. All right. So once you are done with those two practices, you will have a mixed problem. And this could be several different types. For example, this one I have x or 9 plus x, 9 minus x. I have a difference of 2 squares in there. Awesome. Ooh, this one I have a common factor. I have a 64x and a 40. I could factor out, it looks like an 8 from those. So that would be 8 times 8x plus 5. If I distribute that out, 8 times 8x is 64x. 8 times 5 is 40. So these last ones will be all mixed up together. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to send a screenshot. And then also you do have the show example button where they can show you guys an example of those. All right, good luck. Have a great day.